So here's an interesting thing. When you are interacting with another person, maybe it's a client, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's your own child, maybe it's with your best friend, whomever it is, you are taking in an extraordinary amount of information, the majority of it not even landing in your conscious awareness. So you are picking up on patterns, you are tracking facial expressions, you are hearing what's being said underneath what's being said, so to speak. And all of this information that you are picking up on as you're interacting with this person is actually registering inside of you, again, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. Now, what's significant about this is sometimes when we're trying to navigate a moment, we tend to try to think our way through a moment. Like, let me just figure this out, or let me figure this person out, or figure out how to respond. But this process I just described is not a thinking process, it's a feeling process. And when we try to think our way through the moment, we actually disconnect from parts of our body that are giving us the information about what's actually going on. So here's an interesting thing to consider. What if instead of trying to think your way through a moment or think your way through an interaction with someone, what if instead you tried to feel your way through it? So becoming more conscious, more aware of that information that's coming in, of the shifts that are happening in your own body, being more aware of what's happening even in their body and the cues that are going on, and allowing your own ability to sort of feel the moment and to feel what's happening in you, in them, in between the two of you, to inform what needs to then come next. This is so drastically different than cognitive, just think our way through, where we miss so many of the cues. So as I'm saying this, you might be thinking, well, how in the world do you do that? Well, where you start is with a pause. So my invitation is to notice the part of you that wants to analyze, that wants to think your way through, that wants to come up with a solution, wants to strategize. And I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying do that by being informed by what you're feeling and sensing. So before you go there, I just want you to pause. I want you to pause. I want you to take a breath. I want you to feel your feet on the ground. I want you to check in with your body. I want you to notice what's happening inside of you. Become curious about that experience. Get curious about what's happening inside of them. See if there's anything else that you can feel or sense about what's going on in the moment. And that's the starting place. That's the place to start to practice. And the more you practice just being in the moment, feeling in the moment, then you can begin to ask yourself, what do I want to do with this sadness feeling that's coming up in me? What do I want to do with this confusion? Or what do I want to do about the fact that I'm noticing that this individual is actually shutting down as I'm talking to them? What would I like to do now that I have felt my way through the moment and have more data points so that I can stay more attuned to myself and more attuned to the person that I'm in relationship with? So that's your place of practice. Pause and feel, and just begin to get curious about how much information is right there if you choose to feel your way through it instead of think your way through it.